This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. That was just me having a little bit of a sort of a whistle stop, quick little tour of the basically the guitar tones I'm using these days. They are, as you saw on screen, courtesy of the BluGuitar Amp1 Mercury edition. An amp that I bought just really because I got a good price on it. I didn't really need one, but then, like literally the day after it arrived, my old Marshall, the DSL-1, died on me. So quite fortuitous that I managed to get my hands on this. I'll be honest with you, I'm in no rush to get the Marshall fixed. I still haven't had it looked at because I am probably the happiest I've ever been with the guitar tones that I'm getting these days. Whenever I get any new piece of kit, I'll always do essentially 3 sort of main videos on it and a few possible other ones as well. But the 3 main videos I do are first impressions, possibly unboxing and first impressions, then a full-on sort of review where I show the piece of kit in a mix of some description, and then I'll do like a follow-up after I've had it a while. How's it settling in? Is it a keeper? That kind of thing. And that's what this video is today, about the BluGuitar Amp1. In case you haven't seen any of the other videos about this amp or heard about the BluGuitar Amp1, Thomas Blug is a German session guitar player, and he's behind the BluGuitar Amp range of amps, and they're essentially a 100-watt head, but in like a pedal format, and they come in various different flavours. There's the Iridium one, which I reviewed just before Christmas last year, and the Mercury one, and the Iridium one I think is more kind of a modern high gain metal kind of flavoured amp, but the Mercury, which is the one that I've got, is the sort of more blues rock, classic rock edition, and that really does suit me right down to the ground. If we just take a quick look at what's going on with it, you've got this is like your clean and dirty switch here, a foot switchable boost that you can use on the clean or the dirty sounds, and then there's reverb there if you want to use the amp's built-in reverb. I tend not to use that. I like to add reverb after the fact. Now, the overdrive is where this amp really comes to life, because this switch here allows you to toggle between 3 different flavours of overdrive. So you got your clean sound, and then whichever one of the 3 different flavours of overdrive you've got selected on that switch there. Those overdrives are vintage, which is what I've got it set to at the moment, which is like a kind of plexi, old school Marshall kind of tone, and classic, which is more sort of Marshall JCM 800 kind of territory, and modern, which is, as its name suggests, a more modern overdrive. Think Soldano or Boogie or something like that. I tend to like the vintage channel. I am a bit of a Marshall Plexi kind of devotee, and so that's the sound I use there. And in that little demonstration earlier, I was on the vintage channel and just using the guitar's volume control to go between sort of a clean and crunch, dirty kind of sound, and then you know, when it came to a bigger, higher gain sort of tone, I just stomp on a pedal. And my pedal of choice at the moment is the New X Horseman, sort of a Klon style overdrive pedal. And this is really how this amp is settling in for me. It's essentially a clean channel and 3 different overdrive channels. So it's a 4-channel amp essentially. I'm using 1 channel. I'm using the vintage channel, which is the Plexi tone, because as you heard in that demo there, if I go to like a single coil pickup, especially a neck single coil, which is I'm on the split humbucker on this guitar at the moment on the neck position, and bring the guitar's volume control down, you've got a very, very, I think, pleasing clean sound. It's transparent and it's warm, and it's got just a slight sort of whiff of like is it piezo or piezo, however that word is pronounced, like an electroacoustic kind of thing going on. I mean, yeah, it's still got a little bit of fur around the edges, but it's transparent and it'll sit in a mix really, really well. It's a clean enough sound where you can play chords that have a little bit of harmonic sort of complexity, like maybe add 9s and stuff like that, or major 7ths or that kind of thing. And you're not going to run into that problem that you get if you try playing those chords with a kind of a crunchy, overdriven sound where the notes just start to kind of argue with each other a little bit, and it sounds flabby and messy. That never happens with this. And then, simply by cranking the guitar's volume, going to the bridge pickup, we're in sort of classic rock, AC/DC, Bad Company, you know, that kind of 70s classic rock overdrive territory like this. That's a sound I could just sit and noodle around with all day and you know, have a big cheesy grin on my face as a result of it. That's kind of my happy place when it comes to lead guitar, or well, kind of crunchy, power chordy, riffy sort of guitar tones. And then to get a lead sound, what I was doing with this amp was going to the classic channel, the JCM 800 sound essentially, and using the foot switchable boost on the BluGuitar amp, which gives me something like this, well, this kind of sound. Which is a good sound, but it's not you know, too much of a pain, but you've got to kind of turn a switch and hit a button and everything. I prefer things to be just a little bit more all in one place, where, you know, as I say, I can use the guitar's volume control to go from clean to a crunch sound. And then that vintage channel, if I then stomp on the New X Horseman pedal to just tip it over the edge a little bit, again, I get a sound that I'm very, very happy with as a lead guitar tone, a bit like this. And I think I did a video about that recently, didn't I? About my new favourite lead guitar tone, which is the vintage channel on the BluGuitar amp, like an old Marshall Plexi with a boost pedal in front of it. Basically the traditional way of doing things, I guess. And you know, as I say, it's all in one place. I can sort of go clean to crunch with the guitar's volume control, and then just hit the boost pedal when I want to just tip it over the edge a little bit for, you know, some higher gain shenanigans. So essentially what I've got here is a 4-channel amp, and I'm using one channel on it, the vintage overdrive channel, and just doing it the old school way of dialing it in with the guitar's volume, and then a little bit of a boost pedal when I need to push it over the top a little bit more. You know, this is just my preferred way of doing it, that's all, because, you know, it just feels more natural to me, and it feels like, you know, using the guitar's volume control is part and parcel of the actual playing process for me. And as I say, maybe that's just because I've been doing it that long that I've kind of got conditioned and used to doing it that way. So this is, as I say, the how is it settling in, the follow-up video, the longer term view video on the BluGuitar Amp1. Essentially, what I usually do in these videos is decide whether or not the amp is, or the piece of kit that I'm talking about, is a keeper. And oh yes indeedy, the BluGuitar Amp1 is very definitely a keeper. As I said, I have never been happier with the guitar tones that I'm getting, you know, which is a big thing, because I thought that Marshall DSL1 was the bee's knees. I really did. I love that amp and still do, but it did unfortunately live up to the Marshall reputation for reliability. And you know, this Thomas Blue amp, this BluGuitar amp, it does everything the Marshall does and more. And you know, it's, if ever I do, you know, get up on my hind legs in front of an audience again, I've got 100 watts of power there that I can use to gig with, which is, you know, gigging with the DSL1 might have been a bit of a tall order. Well, would have been, wouldn't it? So there you go, folks. That is, as I say, the longer term view of this wonderful BluGuitar Amp1. Hope you've enjoyed the video and found it entertaining in some small way, and if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so, and why not drop me a like while you're at it. Don't forget the live stream every Friday, 5 PM UK time, where we drink beer and talk about music and guitars. Great way to kick off the weekend, and I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.